Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So it's been a while since I've uploaded any videos. Before we start, my name is Krishna and I'm a fresher at IIT Kurukshetra. I'm right now doing electronics and communication from here, and yeah, I've got a small cold. So I mean, if you've been following up with my videos, then you'll probably know that my voice has changed. Confluence just ended 2 weeks back. Today is 15th. Confluence ended on 2nd of November. It ended with a concert which was called Star Night, and a popular singer came. But then I didn't attend the concert. First of all, I don't know who the singer is. Uh, and second of all, I'm not gonna vibe with all the Hindi songs here. I mean, it's not that there weren't any songs which I would have vibed with, but then there were very few, and I didn't want to spend time in a place where I, you know, didn't find it worth it. So I'd rather do something like here or maybe sleep, and that's exactly what I did. I called my friends and I just slept after a while. And then we had our midsems. So at NIT Kurukshetra, in your first year, you'll have two midsems and then an NSEM. So in first midsem, I scored kind of bad in maths and physics. Rest were fine. That happened in September, end of September, and this one just happened very recently. It got over on November 12th. So we had a 1 month gap between both the exams. Well, for this one, I didn't really prepare properly, which I should have, but then I didn't because of confluence. I mean, even though I didn't take part in the Star Night, I was actually I was active out there at nights during these fests, and I used to come back to hostel like at 3 a.m. We were actually kind of allowed to come back at that late because during cultural fest the time limits that are set to us is very minimal. And second of all, from second sem onwards we have zero time limit to come back or like be outside the hostel, not outside the campus. I'm talking about outside the hostel. Do mind the fact that this is only applicable for boys and not for girls. For girls, it's an entirely different story. For them, they have to be back by 8:30, and during confluence, they had to be back by 10:30 or 11. 10, I mean, it wasn't there on any paper, but then just girls were just late, and they let it slide. I think I don't exactly know what really happened, but then yeah, they got and through without any issues. That's how confluence was. I mean, in my opinion, our cultural fest is very, very, very boring. Very bad, in fact. I mean, for an NIT, the cultural fest that happened was like, I mean, you have some expectations from an NIT, and after getting to see something that this, school level, I call this below school level, not gonna lie. uh, the contests, the programs that were held, the way it was organized, everything was just so plain. It was just done for, I feel like it was just done, for the namesake of just doing it. And this happens only once a year. There are no more other fests, no more concerts, nothing coming up. It is kind of sad. But then, well, the only thing I'm glad about is by the time of conference, I made few great friends, and I was roaming out with them, which was really fun. Like, I mean, I had a good time being with the people I actually wanted to be with. I mean, that was, I'd say, one of the most important thing for me. I agree. If we had a better organized conference, I mean, cultural event, it would have been way better. But then, it would have been more enjoyable. But then this, I don't know. Well, the only good thing obviously was just the friends, hanging out with them, getting more time to be there with them. Like, I mean, since girls had a curfew till 10:30, 11 o'clock, so it was okay for them to be there outside, so we could have more time, with those guys. And yeah, thinking of that, considering all those factors, yes, confluence was great. But then I wouldn't call confluence great. Instead, the freedom we had was good, so and we utilized the freedom properly. Because of that, the time spent was worth it. But obviously, I would want to see the better competitions, better cultural fests in the upcoming years. And I hope things go well. I mean, if you're coming to NIT Kurukshetra expecting to have fun in the campus, expecting the campus to do anything for you, please don't come here. Completely honest, you can't have fun here. From the very beginning, you'll be pressurized with your first midsem, and then right after a month, you'll be having a second midsem, and then right after your second midsem, the very next week, that is today's a Saturday, so day after tomorrow onwards, we have our practical exams, and then just after that, the very next week, we have our NSEMs. So basically, you have zero time after confluence. The only time you get to enjoy is before confluence and during confluence. And if you enjoy way too much, you're gonna lack off in your studies and you're gonna fuck up your semester, which I currently am doing. let's let's hope I'll be able to do well in my NSEMs at the least. I mean, midsem 2, mine, it's really bad, like really really bad. Yeah, that's all for today.